Thanks, mate. Good afternoon and welcome back to the live coverage on New South Wales Touch TV and YouTube for Grand Final Day for Vawdon Cup 2022, and we made it, and I'm joined in commentary for this one by touch football legend Paul Sphere. Paul, welcome.
Thank you, Nathan. Pleasure to be here, mate. I love it.
Absolutely. I can't wait for this one. Manly Seagulls taking on the East Roosters, and Paul in as they go for the line early. They're going to score. The 19,
ball down. Yep.
Zara Halliday. She scores early. And that's, Paul, you've been involved in many big games. That's exactly the start you want.
Yeah, especially because I think Manly will be slight underdogs in this one. The Roosters have been undefeated all year, led by Maddie Studden. Yeah, that's a great start for Manly, and that's exactly what they need.
As they go forward, the Roosters.
And they'll be just setting something here for Maddie.
No doubt. They go
That's
to the
it.
back.
She's got her. Oh, great touch.
Great touch. Jersey 50. Alyssa Medved. There, as you mentioned, Maddie Studden, the former. No doubt she's probably a chance of getting another contract. The former NRLW Premiership winner. But before that, as everyone knows, she was at the top of the women's game for a long period of time at Eastern Suburbs, wasn't she?
Yeah, and also Australia, New South Wales. She played many levels.
And that's a good ball over the top. And
yeah.
Jasmine Fountas handles it, but it was another good touch and good couple of sets in defence from Manly.
Yeah, and I'm sure Manly would have done their homework to try and stop Maddie Studden, but it's easier said than done, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah, definitely. She's just lethal. Her passing game and in league, obviously, her kicking game is one of the best. And we'll go forward now, Manly, and they take it up through Patterson, and Patterson will get the dump for Stacey. She picks it up, gives it away, and here's Young looking for the scoop. Young picks it up. She looks to step, she hits the link, and unfortunately Patterson couldn't handle it, but that's a very, very good direct driving set from Manly. Yeah,
Manly got Britt McLeod, who's also a former New South Wales Women's Open player, and they got Chloe Butcher, who's played in New South Wales Seniors, so mate, they've got experience there too, so this will be expected to go down the wire.
That's Amanda Skorko takes the ball up near the box there, and we saw that in the last game. Paul, I know you would have been tuning in on the way here and listening in. The Manly Seagulls getting the chocolates 4-3 against Ride Hawks, which was a game that was down to the wire as they step and go forward. And Charlie Cheesley says ball down. But the first game I was here with Rick, and that went end to end, and that was anyone's game with a couple of decisions in the last few minutes that went either way. I think both teams had a try disallowed, and it was end to end stuff. But here we are now with Manly, and referee Rachel Whiteside giving the penalty. And as I said before, that drive there from Manly is quite lethal so far.
Well, mate, that's their bread and butter, that sub-box drive play, and then they'll just sweep on, and they do it better than anybody. So, and that penalty was, she just jumped the gun, went a bit early.
So look for some space, and the ball's down, and there's Butcher, picks it up. Butcher with the long pass out, and Hannah Stacey couldn't handle it. But Paul, just on your own year so far, the West girls bowed out on Wednesday night in a tight game with Canterbury.
It was very tight. They got off to a 3-1 start on us, and we came back. Oh, look, they were full of energy, and they were just up for the game. It was a great game, and in the end, the better team won. And Courtney Young, she was fantastic. She led the girls, along with Claire Tandek, who's just an amazing player.
The Smith medalist, Courtney Young, taking that out last week. Paul, I must ask, while I got you, how was your night last Saturday night? Was it an enjoyable one?
I love them nights. Just to see all the former greats and get up there and be recognised. Like, it was just a great night. I wish we had more people, like as many people come for all our blues dinners and awards nights. So it was a great night.
There was over 530 odd people, I'm pretty sure, crammed into the Accor Stadium. It's a magnificent venue, and the pre-dinner drinks out in the field. And heard that you were offering people out in the 7. Is that correct?
No. Oh, look, it's a great catch-up for us. I've been around a long time, so catching up with all the former players and just reminiscing. Back how it was better in our day. I'm sure it wasn't.
Yeah, that's what we were saying. Rick and I were saying that was probably one of the most pleasing things was all the people that hadn't seen each other for 15 years and coming together, and there's people that came from far and wide all across the country to be there. And
yeah, it's great. It was awesome. Great night. New South Wales Touch, led that. I think Kylie, all of you guys done a great job.
Yeah, I think between Kylie Dean, excuse me, the MSCs did a fantastic job in organising the night, and the feedback's been really, really positive.
They got numbers
the overlap
here.
They go for the line, the pass, and there was Anthony Christopher couldn't grab it on the wing, but some
I think
Christy Watchman.
She needed to be a little bit flatter there, and that would have been a dead set try.
1-0 Manly, but definitely end-to-end stuff here early as they'll head over that drive set. And I think we've spoken before, Paul, about, I suppose not necessarily this heat, because we haven't had this sort of heat in a while. It is a warm one out here today. But that ability to, continue on and not necessarily go to the drive. A lot of the teams in our game, just every set go there, and they don't find the necessity of the old arrows play. It's pretty much gone, isn't it? It's a thing of the past.
Well, it's not gone from my end. I'm one of the few dinosaurs left that I love arrows. And look, I understand the sub-box, but I don't think it's the best thing for our game to be used all the time. But I'm sure I'll get bagged for this. But, I've got to say the way I see it, and I find room for both.
I think the players are fit enough. But with the game, maybe the way it's played with pods and things like that, it might be, there's some coaches a little bit harder, but I think sometimes that they need to just, this is a great set from East, but I think some teams just need to tuck it under their arm sometime, just
I'm a big believer. Yeah, I'm a big believer in, look, again, the game's changed, but there's room for everything, and just sub-box for me doesn't work. Well, I don't like it, but I do it. You know what I mean? I think there's for everything. So to me, but I love the old arrows, and I think when we do the old arrows, there is still plenty of yards to be made, and it actually creates more penalties. Where when you go to the sub-box, the referees are just going with the flow, which is fair enough. So that's how I see it.
There's also that opportunity for the defensive side to just be able to roll and send one or two players up. It's a chance for teams to actually just relax some players. Like you can pretty much on that, the way the driving set is that what would be the defensive far link would just pretty much stay out of it and just cruise back. The far winger and link for that box, they can just sit back and do nothing really.
Yeah, well, that's what we do. Like we'll set up defensive patterns where we'll tell each position when to go up, and obviously on that third towards the sub box, well, we're going to send our closest to their sub box. So but when you go down the middle, everyone's got to be involved. No one can relax defensively.
Well, there's even the old 45 play as well, but you've also got the wrap and return on the arrows place. There's so much variety, and here's his driving set as they go in. Ball's played.
They've gone down the middle there, and that was a great set of six, and every one of them East girls had to get back. Mate, what about great seeing Dean Russell at the anniversary? Mate, he was full of life.
He's here today. I'm not sure exactly where he is right now, but he was...
Lost a few kgs, looking great, looking healthier.
Yeah, he's definitely in better nick, Dean. He comes back to 4 days a week, starting from next week, I think. So he's been on restricted duties, and I think everyone knows how much that would be a pain, but I think Kylie was saying, country champs, that he's obviously put himself first after the scare, and as you said, he's looking fitter. He's going for walks when he comes into the office, and which is definitely rare for the staff to see. He's usually bunkered down for the whole day, but as there's Fountas now goes to that far side. Yeah, but it's great to see him up and about, and I think he thoroughly enjoyed last week. A Squawko will get the quickie. She does get it. She looks to step back Fountas, and
she dropped the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, we can start with our heart jokes now. Then that is okay, so we can all get into him. And especially about the way Cronulla Sharks bowed out. So at that time, we didn't want to, give it to him, but now we can.
That's it, yeah, the Sharks are no good. So
7-on. There's a good chance here for the Roosters to have a go at him full set stick, and Maddie will be coming on, I'm sure. And here she comes. So they'll be 7-on.
As the Roosters will look to hit back, and we're nearly 10 minutes in here at 1-0, and Studden will get the ball, and Studden will look for the link quickie. She grabs it, looks to step back, and she stands her up. And
I think Manly's come with a really good defensive policy where they are closing opportunity. Like their defence is really composed and they're closing everything they can. They're making them. If they're going to score, they're going to make them score on that wing.
As they give the ball away, there's Cohen. Cohen gives it back to Studden and not intercepted. It's an attempt, and you can see Maddie there using her experience. She's just telling everyone to settle down. That was second or third touch, and I don't think there's any need to panic here when you've got the class of Studden. And she gets the ball, steps back, a little pop, and Cohen scores. Oh, it's easy as that. The general leading the troops. She just says, calm down, everyone follow me, and East hit back with Ava Cohen. And we're 1-1 locked up here, Paul.
Yeah, great work, boy. I mean, that Manly have made a pass long the whole time, and just a link in the winger there. Again, after repeat, they gave a penalty one and a halfway, and then they done a repeat set of 6. It's hard to defend. It's hard to defend 3 sets there.
It's one of the keys to the game these days. Is trying to push and off the tap, and that would have been a coach killer if they got this. Chloe Butch was able to sneak through there for a try. The crowd building here, Paul. They're coming in. They'll be hanging off the trees soon.
Yeah, it'll be good to see.
And later on,
she's on the open side. Long ball,
pass
Chloe.
out.
Oh, great ball down, I think.
Try the 12.
Yeah, great put down.
Jersey 12, not on our sheet. Late change for Manly for the try. Manly just hit straight back. And who's your tip later on this afternoon in the Women's Premier League, mate? Canterbury and Manly.
Look, I mean, it's hard to go past Manly. It really is. But what I've seen of Canterbury on, like when we played on Wednesday night, I mean, their enthusiasm, they will be up for the game. They're going to try everything in their power to try and unsettle a great team. And they are capable. And the way Courtney's playing at the moment with Claire and all that, they are capable of, causing an upset. Yeah, well,
Manly also on the Friday night down at Kelso Park, they went to the 3-on-3 drop-off as Studden picks the ball up. And
great touch.
It's a very, very good touch there from Imogen Sayer.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, into drop-off, and there was Northern Beaches, to be fair, they did have their chances and just weren't able to capitalise, but they had some. I think a couple of the players from Northern Beaches, they had their chances with clean pairs of heels, and I think Hannah Dieball made a diving touch, and I think one of the Petey sisters as well. They definitely took them right to the extreme, and then it was just a class, and I think Hannah Dieball scored the match winner.
Well, you're talking about the best player in the game, in my opinion. Like, she's just the best, Hannah. But I heard Lala got in goal. Lala got in goal with 3-on-3, so that's a game there if she found space and got the try. So good on the Renegades have been fantastic this year. The last month, they probably haven't played their best footy. So to come out against Manly and do what they did, I mean, that's a great effort.
The game was played with some serious intensity in the crowd. And the crowd on Friday night, so we had the games here to rest with the traffic, as we were talking, Rick and I were talking in the last game. The traffic that's been here at Tempe in the last 3 to 4 weeks, and with the weather. We took the games away from here on Friday night, and we played some youth league games outside. But the traffic, the crowd, at Kelso for the Men's Premier League, the Parramatta Penrith game, they were 4 deep around the field. It was phenomenal. It was great, and it's great to see, Paul. Like you said, we've had a couple of tough years, weather, COVID, everything else, and we're back playing, and the crowds are. The people are flocking back, the family, the friends are all out watching. It's fantastic to see.
That's the best thing about our sport, is that family atmosphere and everyone just supporting each other.
And there's the long pass out, and the intercept is taken by the Roosters. Some good defence, and Charlie Cheesy, the referee, he calls 6 to go, 0 touch, and they take the ball now over. So this is a very, very intense game here. The speed, you can see the difference between the Women's Div 1 and the Women's Div 2 here. For all the viewers at home, and the Roosters, they're screaming for a penalty, and Kewen picks it up.
Oh, he's
we got the play through. Kewen picks it up. She's into the backfield. She's looking. She's pushing off. There's a try. There's holding, and referee Cheesley says play on, and Sasha Parr scores, and Ava Kewen, gee, she's got some toe.
Yeah, I felt sorry for the Manly defender there. Somebody just left a touch early, and she got the play through on herself. But good reffing. If he sees it, you've got to call it. So it's great work.
It's probably, I think we've also had this conversation before, Paul, probably one of the most inconsistent rules in the game. The play-through probably gets done whenever, pick and choose, really. It's a bit of a lottery sometimes.
Yeah, it's hard. When there's 3 refs and everyone's got their own interpretation of it, it's very hard to, I suppose, get her off. I mean, that was, to me, she did leave a touch early, and it's a fair call, but you'll see other times where it won't happen, and that's But what do? You just got to play the referees. That's what we keep coaching our young male and females. Play the referees. Play the call. Talk to the referee. Let him know, am I on? Am I on? You get that call, then you go for it.
So they go for the quickest Stacey, I think it is.
Good touch.
Line. No, Imogen Sayer, sorry.
Yeah, it's a good game. I mean, mate, pace has picked up. It's a great game.
As they say, that wasn't square, but they play on the referees and they go back on the inside, the little boy play.
Great defence by Amanda. Take outside and inside there. Great work.
Thanks to Josh, who's just rehydrating Paul and I. And there's Sayer, picks it up. She's got some space and the ball's passed out, and there's Medved.
Good touch.
Some really, really strong defence there by Eastern Suburbs on that occasion.
Yeah. They attacked well there, Manly, and they saved 3, opportunities there that Manly could have scored on each one.
Squawko takes something halfway, and referee Whiteside, we got a forward pass from the ruck.
Forward pass.
Forward pass off the ruck. You'd hear that through the effects mics.
Got 4 minutes, still got plenty of time. Tell you what, the skill level of Div 1's been fantastic. I'm really impressed from both sides.
Yeah, as I mentioned before, as the Q2 747 goes over the top of Waterworth Park here, as we are right near the airport, the speed and intensity, they dive for the line, and it's down, and there's Halliday, she gets a second.
And again, that's come off a mistake, which again, coaches hate, like a forward pass on the second touch. But, Manly's taken advantage, great work.
It's just those little things, isn't it, Paul? You've obviously been around the game for a very long time, and you've seen Law that little, as you said, all it takes is a little forward pass off the ruck coming out of yardage, just that 1%ers.
Yeah, look, as coaches, we always talk, and I always tell my players, don't worry about the referees making mistakes. They're the things that we can stop as a team. Them forward passes,
you can control
them off the mark. Look, let's control what we can. When we don't control them, we've got no right to talk about anyone else. And that's something that we can learn.
And there's Studden, and she picks it up, and she's not happy there. It's
a competitive nature.
The direction from...
She's been doing that for 10 years. It's not going to stop now. I think she just expected that girl, that link there, just to bounce out.
She sort of just tried to trail her on the inside. And the Men's Premier League, Paul, on that, you've got Central Coast who are in their second final of the year after making the final of the country champs, taking on the experienced Penrith Panthers. How do you see that one going this afternoon?
Look, they've been amazing, the Central Coast boys. I mean, they're a young team. Penrith, led by Nick Good, they're going to be all full of the experience. And again, it's going to be a game of, are the young boys going to stand up and take charge? Because in a way, they deserve to win. But just because you deserve to win doesn't mean you're going to win. And Penrith will try and unsettle in every way. And, we'll just see, because they are a good young... Once they win that first tournament, these Central Coast boys, they're going to win many tournaments, I feel. Just like when Doilo, dominated for a couple of years. I think this will be the same. But they are young.
I used the same analogy on Friday night, having a conversation when I was watching the Central Coast. They defeated Bankstown on Friday night, 11-8. And, as I said, that speed, their speed, and I was talking to Rick before in the first game, here's the referees have pulled out the meeting, pull out the chair, pull out the table, and it's time to have a chat. And not sure what this is going. Probably could have waited a minute and a half, but nevertheless, we're in and we're going back for...
And it'll be a different type of game. Like with Bankstown, they would go try for try, but with Penrith, they're going to be more focused on defence. Knowing Scott Buckley, the coach, he will focus on defence. If they allow 8 tries, then they wouldn't necessarily expect to win. They'll be trying to keep Central Coast down to around that 4 try mark if they can, maybe 6, then they'll give themselves every opportunity to win. So, again, it'll be a different type of game to Bankstown.
Big thing out of that in the way the Coast boys play, they're very much focused around that ruck area where you've got your Canes and the Moffats that wreak havoc around there. Their speed and their long pass out for the line and ball drop at Luke Kane and the Moffats. They're so fast and they bounce around. And then they've got Kaya Adida on the wing that he's lightning, and that's where they beat Bankstown. As you said, they went try for try with Bankstown for a lot, and there's a couple of errors very much out of their end, and there was a try where play just stopped and Central Coast went straight through and kicked away with the lead, and that probably was the nail in the coffin near the end of the game. But here are the Roosters just before half time.
Yeah, that was their last game. You'd think it'd be a 3-2 half time unless Manly get a great roll on here with 18 seconds to go.
I'll take it straight to their box with 20 seconds. This would have been a great opportunity for Arrows, if I dare say, Paul. I'll tell you that right now. But they head to the box.
Yeah, they'll have one opportunity now. I think this will be the last one.
The ball's picked up by Sayer. Sayer will give it again. They'll go again. The ball's played just before. And there's a siren
they got numbers.
in the background. They're over. Oh, the Roosters. They've capitulated in defence, and Hannah Stacey on that far side extends the lead.
Yeah, the link came in and the wing didn't come with her. It's a shame.
Oh, right on the stroke of half time. That could be costly, but we'll take a short break and we'll join you back in just a couple of moments. Go and grab a cup of tea and we'll see you soon.
It is now half-time here in the 2 p.m. time slot. A reminder that the drop-off procedure will be used if games are drawn at full time today. There are just over 4 minutes until the commencement of the second half.
And we're back here for the Women's Division 1. That try in half-time extended the lead. Manly 4, Eastern Suburbs 2. I think that try, Paul, is going to be a crucial one coming back into this game.
Yeah, could be a major difference because 3-2 half-time is not be a fair score, but Manly would East definitely need to score first.
Well, here they go on the attack, and Studden, no surprise, picks up out the back to Fountas, and Fountas with the ball. She gets touched, and Fuller had done out. They got space. Fountas.
Great touch by the winger.
Referee Charlie Cheesley and the Roosters.
Hannah Stacey there saved a great try. She had right link.
I'll go back and play the ball here. And last touch, can they come up with a bit of Studden magic? And the ball's given away. And there's Fuller, and Studden looks. He goes inside to Squawko. Squawko with the ball, and referee says late pass. And Squawko will come for a breather, and Studden will stay. They really, really, in my opinion, need to score there, Paul.
Yeah. Look, it's still early, but the thing that the secret will be is don't let Manly score. If Manly get up to a 3-try, they got a penalty here. This could be.
And as we know, touch footy can change so quickly. There's a penalty, and a couple of substitutions will come on. And
Ava Kewen's on. She's been very good. Let's see what she's up to. Her and Maddie can combine here for something. She'll come as a round of the sweeper, I'm guessing, at some stage.
As Studden pointing. The general, as I said before, she's looking. She wanted a left. She goes right. Nonetheless, I think we could be going for it. Oh, that's a penalty. Oh, that's stiff.
Oh,
that's stiff. I thought for sure, whilst I suppose she needs to have some form of balance and control, but...
Oh.
And then, there we go. One of the great square-ups of all time right there. We've seen it. You've seen it. We've seen it. And East will go back on the attack, and we're back to square one.
Who's coming on? Oh, Amanda's coming on, so we could see something here.
Studden charging at the line, and that's probably been the downfall so far, but Maddie with a little bit of energy there.
Ooh.
So there, the difference between the first set there was very, very staticky with no energy, and Maddie there with a little bit of purpose, a little bit of direction, and asking some questions. I had the overlap there, but it was a good knockdown. By
Tiana Smith. Saved it. I think saved the try there with that 6 to go.
They're going to send the sweeper now. Studden picks it up. She goes back short. She's going to look in the inside, and she does.
They read it this time.
Studden, she hasn't played it, so the Manly player can't leave. That was smart from the Roosters player. Gives it off to Squawko, and Squawko will get touched. They've got to move the Manly. It's too hot to be standing still, that's for sure. But Studden will get the link quickie. She gets it. Squawko picks it up. Looks for the bounce play.
Yeah, good defence.
She's offside. No referee says she's on, but...
By Alyssa there. Good defence. She read that well.
The weather, Paul, it's definitely a warm one. It's not a good day to be out in the sun, that's for sure.
No, especially when you're fat and old like me. But,
yeah, I know you said in the short break we had you wanted to say hello to your companion that's overseas, Mr. Trad.
Oh, Tony Trad. Yeah, he's telling me he's they're on touch duties. All I see is pictures of him at the beach. I just keep telling him I hope it rains on him. I hope he has the worst weather.
As Manly, they're looking to finish
good
here.
ball.
And they're over in the corner. The big dive. And they're over again, Manly.
Yeah. Be 5-2 now.
And they extend their lead. And the Roosters, it's fair to say, are in all sorts of trouble.
Yeah. But, they still got enough time. There's still 16 and a half minutes. They've got enough time to come back, but they just really need to score next now.
And they'll tap off and have another crack at the line, no doubt. And they go through and
Maddie's off at the moment having a break, so...
The ball's picked up, but a change might be good there. Obviously, as you said, I know Manly would have done their homework and all would have been focused around Maddie, but...
Yeah, great work by the saver middle there, the onside player, to cover her link who made the touch.
As Manly now will get the ball and they'll look to take it for this. Carpenter there heading towards the box, and she'll take it up near halfway and the big shove. And I'd like to know the difference between the one we saw a couple of sets ago, but nevertheless, Manly probably starting to nail that coffin in slowly here.
Yeah, they've been very good, mate. They've barely made a mistake in their own half, so they've been very, very good.
We spoke at the start about how important the nice weather, and it's something we've probably missed around touch footy for a long time, but the nice warm weather, we should be seeing some really good handling and some good skill on show.
Well, it might work the other way. They're not used to the mushy, wet. Oh, good dump.
They've
got numbers out there.
Numbers, and they're over again, are they?
Great ball.
Oh, it's Georgia Morgan.
Great pass there.
Georgia Morgan scores for the Seagulls, and it's 6-2.
Wow. And that's in the space, scoring Warringah Hooters, that's really in the space of 5 minutes where they've scored 3 unanswered tries. And that's been, the difference of a very tight game so far.
So, Paul, talk us through, as a coach, what you'd be saying to the East girls now. 6-2, that lead, as you said, is just kicked out. Where do we go from here as a team?
Mate,
how do we get them forward?
Yeah, they've just got to get back to basics. Look, there's still plenty of time. There's still plenty of time for them to get back in the game. And that's all it is. It's just winning every set of 6 right now and trying to get a try. And that's all you got to keep, you got to keep focusing and hoping that Manly, Musabi, they've been fantastic, Manly, and trying to put pressure on them to make mistakes. So that's all we can do right now. It's 6-2, very hard, but you just can't give up and you've got to try and find a way.
And the flick pass from Studden to no avail, and Manly defend again. And
they've got to try and get up here and force a mistake. That's what the Roosters have got to try and do. And they've gone back to what they normally do. They've gone away from the box where they normally go to the sub box. So, bit of good coaching there. I think it's Knights here, which I wouldn't expect him to come up with anything half decent, but he's done something well there.
I think Christian Brown, the head of the Women's Premier League, Women's Program, is over there as well.
Yeah.
Who's taken over a couple of years ago from Brad Gibson, who won many a title at Manly, and Christian's come in and he's doing exactly the same. He's following the lead, and
he's done a fantastic bloke, and he's done a really good job taking over. What's his name? Gibson. I forgot his name. Brad's his son, isn't it?
Oh, Barry Gibson.
Barry.
There you go. You've called me out there. Sorry. Brad was Brad played in the semi-final the other night. That's what's on my mind. So.
Yeah, Baz
Barry. Sorry, Barry. I no doubt you'll either be here or you'll be tuning in at home. So,
she's
apologies there. But Roosters there couldn't get through as we.
And this is where they got to try and get up and really force a mistake here. Try and get that ball back. Try and just win every set of 6, and try and claw their way back try by try if they can.
This is where it could be
That's
hard.
Off the mark.
That's off the mark. Yeah. In this heat where it's going to come down to a war of attrition, and the 4-try lead with 12 to go. That could be dangerous as they pick the ball up. This is sharp. There's Patterson out to Link, and good shutdown on that far wing by Xanthi Christopher. And they'll play the ball through Candace Fuller at the 7, and they've got a long way to go. And I think Manly, whilst it's not a try, they'll be very happy leaving it there. You've got 65 metres to go. There's not a better spot to leave the ball, is there?
Yeah, that's it. And that's all I've mainly got to do. If they can just keep completing their sets, and that's why I'd be coaching them right now, and not try and give a repeat set of 6, then they'll be virtually home.
Well, someone's hit the deck here for Manly, putting them at 6s and 7s, and the heads are down here in the Roosters box at the moment. Nothing going right. Hands on the knees.
Clay's trying to get him up here. Done a good job, young Clay. Clay Studden, brother of Matty Studden.
Well, I think this will be his first year of coaching into the Division 1 level, so he's done a great job. He plays Men's Premier League for Canterbury himself, and a part of the mixed origin side.
Chloe.
Space again, and
no, she got touch.
Yeah, touch on the leg. It's a good touch as well from.
Geez, Chloe's turned back to. Mate, she could be a mother of all these young girls here. Had a great game. Set up a beautiful try in that first half. Chloe's had a great game.
Incorrect roll ball, referee Whiteside. And we got Mason Caldwell and Charlie Cheesley in this game officiating. And a big thank you to all of our referees. They had their referees awards night last night.
Look at this Manly defence. It's 4th touch and they haven't reached a halfway. That is great work.
Well, we spoke about the difference in energy levels here, and there was obviously Manly with the momentum. As Studden picks the ball up, she steps in and goes away. There's some space there. But
great touch. Chloe again.
Butcher.
Oh, she's had a great game.
We spoke about that energy there. The energy levels here are low for the Roosters, but Manly, they are just pumping off that line.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are going great. Let's see if they can maintain it. There's 10 and a half minutes to go. The Roosters need to do something here.
And here's Maddie leading the way, the general, as we called her before, and Squawko gets off them.
There's good defence here. This is
it was good defence.
Yeah.
Fuller with the missed touch, and they're going to get an opportunity here for the strike dump, and they play the ball, and there's Smith, picks it up. She dances, twinkle toes, and they survive through Fountas, and Here they go. Someone needs to put their hand up here for the Roosters and say, come with me. And the ball's out there to Bonick.
And they just keep going
Here they
sub-box,
come.
and it's not really
Sasha
good.
Parr with some speed. And Bonick picks it up and gives it away. There's Kewen. She showed a clean pair of heels before. And a little bit lost here, the Roosters, but they're going forward now, and Kewen couldn't handle it.
I mean, this is where I would love to see, they're down. Go down that middle. Go down that middle. Put the pressure on the referees to get a penalty. But, yeah, they just stick to their structure, which, I suppose they're listening to their coach. I can't have a go at them.
As Manly and referee...
Forward pass. Well, this could be it.
Cheesley says off the ground. I know Charlie's just back recently. He's had a bout of illness. It's great to see Charlie. He's one of the young refs from Wagga Wagga who makes his way up, and he's currently up here for university. He's been refereeing at a couple of local comps, including Bankstown. But he's had a couple of weeks off with a bit of ill health, but it's great to see him back, and he's looking fit as a fiddle here as the Roosters. They're going to need one here. They're going to have to start and get a bit of momentum as Kewen.
Oh, and that's really hurt the Roosters today. They've made a lot of unforced errors.
And where it's a drawing board, they'll be working overtime on there because they're going to have to come up with something, the Chooks, with still, as you know, there's plenty of time. You're probably looking at another 20-odd sets of 6 here.
Now look, if the Roosters get a try or two, it could change that mindset where they'll get up and put Manly off.
And I think that was the right call. The pass from Butcher was touched mid-air, and
6 to go there.
The bench were blowing up, but I think it was right. Butcher gets the ball, and they go to the Rooster play, and ball out to Faze. Ball out from Butcher. She was offside. They're playing through. They give it out to the winger here, and we haven't got jersey 12.
There'll be a penalty here.
The lineup that Manly have sent us didn't include the number 12, so
it's good reffing there to play the advantage.
The second phase, a very lethal manoeuvre when done correctly in touch, and they go forward, and they're going to go the sweep play with Butcher. Butcher stands her up and looks to dummy. They've run out of room over that far side. They almost ended up in the crowd. And what an afternoon of touch footy we've got here. We've got the men's Division 1 next. Bankstown taking on Parramatta, which features a lot of former, still Premier League players, I dare say, including Luke Osborne and Josh Phillips, as well as a couple of others for Parramatta. And we've got Rohit Prasad leading the charge for Bankstown, who's helped the young lads there.
Yeah,
so
and Kieran's playing there, isn't he?
Kieran Hughes as well,
He's a Premier League player. He's open. Pretty good game. Bankstown will be probably slight favourites, I'm guessing. They've,
I think undefeated going into it, and then Friday night they had an 8-2 win over Manly, and I know the Parramatta had to work a little bit harder against the Northern Suburbs. I think they got the chocolate 7-5. So, but there's plenty of experience in both sides. I think it's going to be end-to-end. I think probably more experience in the bigger games for Parramatta, looking at their list. But I think nevertheless, if you got to learn eventually, and it's a good opportunity for both sides. I'm pretty sure that Parramatta list features a few that featured in the Div 1 Grand Final a couple of years ago when they went down to Penrith. So be looking to bounce back from that as Sayer picks it up from dummy half, and it's a good shutdown there
Saved
by the Roosters. It's definitely, I think she's turning around wanting the ball, but she definitely shut that down, and it's a good bit of defence, to be fair. So they'll go the quickie play, and referee says not over it. And the Roosters, if they're going to strike, they're going to have to strike soon, otherwise they're running out of time. That clock is ticking down, and like you know, Paul, it always seems to go a lot faster when you're behind.
Yeah. Oh, look, and Manly just doing everything right. You've got to give Manly credit here. They've been fantastic. And it's unfortunate for the Roosters. It was a space of 5 minutes that they've let 3 tries in, and they just haven't been able to recover.
Well, that's in the ruck there. But I think the thing about Manly so far is there hasn't been, outside, Chloe Butcher's been very good for him, but outside of that, there hasn't been any other standouts. It's been a very, very good team performance.
Yeah, great team performance.
There's Studden now.
What numbers out there? No,
far side, back to Squawko, and Squawko looks to hand it off. And
the good thing Manly's done is they've really stuck to their policy in defence, and they're just trying to force that pass as much as they can.
Sasha Parr plays it, and Squawko gives it to Studden. Studden basketballs it over, and back to the old netball days for the girls. But
good defence there.
Studden with the ball. We spoke about this before, the Statics. Manly have defended the Statics so well. Squawko's not there, it's last. And there's nowhere to go, and Maddie looks to throw and earns a 6 to go.
She sold that beautifully, Maddie. She threw it straight in her hands.
That's experience. You can't buy that in Coles, that's for sure.
She done that beautifully, Maddie. They need a try here. They desperately need a try.
As the clock ticks down, and Sasha Parr dives at the line. Referee Cheesley. We're back to 6-3, and there's still a long way to go, but there is time, and that narrows the gap. But it gives them an opportunity. That door is slightly ajar, and they're going to have to kick it down and kick it down in a hurry. Manly
will just try on this. Well, I'm pretty sure they'll be just told just use every set of 6. Let that time, run out for the Rooster girls.
Just drop it down that end. There's nothing worse. Warm conditions. Back into the game where you're heavily fatigued, and as we mentioned, some clubs and teams would be starting their prep for state cup, so the legs might be a little bit heavier than usual, and nothing worse than looking up.
That's late, yeah.
That's going to help them. Good pressure, Ava Kewen getting off the line.
Yeah, see, and that's what happens. Pressure sometimes, even if you're up by 3, just that momentum or that one try could, start for mistakes. Good defence there.
Top and good pressure there, but that was Bonnick now. And they'll go forward and looking to dish, but the pressure from Manly's good here. They've got a couple of touches up their sleeve, and the ball's dished away. And
numbers out here. They got numbers.
McRae gives it away, and they're going the corner. There's Bonnick for the line, and she's touched, but it's where they want to be. They just need to get a strike here. Can they come up with a bit of a miracle here on the last play? Going laterally, and it's a late pass before first. The 6 to go.
Yeah, late pass first.
Rachel Whiteside all over that one. It's a good decision.
And the Roosters have got to try something here. They've got to try and get, even if they concede a try, they've got to get up and force a mistake.
And Manly, as you mentioned.
Well, that's a 4. There you go.
That's definitely. This player's not impressed. And
reminder to all, the New South Wales Touch Association bar is open upstairs. Come on up and get yourself a drink. That's your quench.
Come on. I mean, this is no good.
Eastern Suburbs here, not impressed here. They're going to say ball down eventually, and that's what.
Man, I mean, they just wasted 20 seconds there. I mean, just play the game.
So they go forward through Studden, and the general's on the field, and Studden will go here. She needs to be moving and needs to move quickly, and she hits the ball back there, the quickie with Kennard, and they give the ball out, and there's Sasha Parr. She goes for the line. That's down. Mason Caldwell says touch.
Great work by the winger there. I think the winger came.
Apologies for the language coming through the sound effect mics, and that looked. We're a long way away. Referee Johnny on the spot. Looked all right from over here, and Chloe Butcher playing the game there with a bit of gamesmanship, knocking the ball down.
Very smart.
Although we could end up having another couple of time-offs, and time will be done. So, and
I think it's roll ball.
It's a roll ball.
I thought you were going to take a tap there.
So the ball's played, and they look forward. They're at halfway, and Studden. There's a frustration, gives a bit of an extra bit of mayo on top of that, and they go forward, and there's Hickey. She dishes away to Butcher, here goes Morgan for the line. She gives it out, step back, and the touch is made by Studden. And the ball will be played by McLeod, and McLeod will get the ball back, and good diving touch, and the ball's been thrown away. We'll see a penalty here, no doubt. Mason Caldwell. And they're starting to take full advantage of their 3-try lead with a minute to go. Paul, probably a little bit too much, to be honest.
Yeah.
There's Bonnick, and they call offside, and Bonnick hit the dummy half, and there's Squawko. Squawko gives back, and Bonnick looks to basketball it, but there's nowhere to go, and that pressure's still there. As Fountas takes the ball, and she passes out to Fuller, and Fountas the dummy half. Squawko on the sweep, but no one there, and she's been called offside. So the penalty will be there. She'll take the tap quickly, and they'll go forward again. Fountas now.
Numbers.
Needed to give it. She's caught offside. And the ball's a quickie there for Squawko, and she dives, and we've got to play through, and it's 6-4 with 40 seconds to go.
I think I've seen in 2 touch. I think I've seen 4 playthroughs there.
It was all
advantage.
It was all happening. And Manly, as you would, in absolutely no hurry to get back to halfway. I think to be fair, East have got no one else to blame for the time, but Manly have been outstanding.
Yeah, they have, mate. They played unreal.
Once they kicked out to that 4 try,
Dropped the ball.
that's
Oh,
a
the
ball
ref
down.
missed it. Yeah.
And that'll be all she wrote as it is. They'll get another couple of touches, but won't be long enough to get them home, and they're going to do it,
That's
Manly.
the last touch. Yeah, great
That's
work.
full time, and Manly taking it out 6-4. And well done to Manly, and well done, Paul. Thank you for your time. I know you'll be back in a bit later for the Women's Premier League, so look forward to your company there.
Thanks, Nathan. Really enjoyed it.
It's now full time here in the 2 p.m. time slot. Referees, please indicate if you require a drop off. We have a drop off on field 4, which will commence in 1.5 minutes time.
Thanks. I'll see you when I come back.